Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope that you all are fine. In today's English work of grade 2, we shall be doing picture description. In this work, you shall be able to identify the picture, use different vocabulary words to describe the picture, and you shall be able to create, describe, and express your thoughts following proper grammatical rules. Now, what are grammatical rules, students? Well, in today's work, they are the parts of speech. The parts of speech are very important while writing a composition. Students, even when you are writing just a single sentence, the parts of speech are very important to focus on. What are parts of speech? Noun, pronoun, verb, adverb, adjective, prepositions, and conjunctions. These are the parts of speech that we have studied yet. So you need to keep these parts of speech in your mind while you are doing your picture description. And another very important thing is the punctuation. While you are doing a picture description or any composition, it is very important to make the punctuation right. For example, if you are writing a sentence, if you are starting a sentence, it should be with a capital letter, and when you are ending it, it should end with full stop. These are the punctuation that you need to follow. So let's take a look at our today's picture. See, students, this is your today's picture on which you have to do picture description on your notebooks. Now, first of all, I want you all to look at the picture very carefully. Look at the things that are happening in the picture. If you can see at the topmost area, there are some people cutting the trees. In the bottom area, or you can say in the lower area, there's a man, there's a farmer who is spraying the field. He is spraying water on the crops, or you can say he is spraying some medicine on the crop. In the middle portion of the picture, there are some cottages, you can say huts, houses, and there are some people doing different things. Now we shall discuss this picture gradually, but first of all, you need to see what is this picture all about, which is the scene. First of all, we are going to discuss how to describe a picture. While describing the picture, it is important to follow these points. First of all, like we just did, you need to observe the picture thoroughly. Focus on objects and the things that are happening in the picture. And while you are writing, follow the sequence of events. Always describe the picture in a sequence, for example, left to right, or you can start from right to left. Students, these are the most important points that you have to follow while you are describing your picture. About this point, that always describe the picture in a sequence means that when we are describing a picture, you have to start from a specific point. For example, if you are starting from the left side, you have to describe the picture from the left side completely, the things that are happening on the left side, and then you move on to the right side. If you are starting from the top side, like for example in this picture, if you are starting from the top side, you have to explain everything that is happening at the top, then move on to the middle, and then explain the bottom part. This is very important. Never attempt in such a way that one sentence is about the top, the next sentence is about the bottom. No. First of all, explain the top part of the picture, then explain the middle part of the picture, and then explain the lower part of the picture while you are describing your picture. It is very important. Now we are going to decide what you have to describe in the picture. These are the things: scene, background, people, objects, and happenings. Now, what is the scene? You can zoom in the picture to see the scene. What is the scene and what is the background? For example, you can say, this is the scene of a forest. Or you can say, this is the scene of a jungle. It is up to you how you have to describe your picture and which scene to pick. You have to describe the background. For example, this is a picture of a forest. Or you can say, this is a picture of a village in which there are different things happening at the same time. First of all, we are going to discuss the people. Some of the people are in the forest and they are doing their work. You have to explain them very thoroughly. You have to explain them what the people are wearing, what the people are doing, and what the people are having in their hands. You need to explain this part of the picture. This is the top part of the picture. You have to explain it very thoroughly. Then you move on to the middle part of your picture. That is like this. Some people are sitting outside of their cottages, or you can say a couple is sitting outside of their hut. You also have to explain the surroundings of this picture. For example, there's a lot of garbage here, and there's an animal along with the couple. See, students, this is what I was talking about before. That when you are explaining a part of the picture, explain it completely and then move on to the next part. Let's see, there's another man. He is spraying the crops with the medicine. Or you can say, he is spraying the field with the water. Now, students, one thing that you need to keep in mind is while making the sentences, make sure that you are making sentences with an extension. Like instead of saying, a farmer is spraying the crops, you can make a sentence, a farmer is spraying the crops with water to make them grow well. The extension sentence is very important because it gives quality to your picture description or your composition. Quality is very important. Every sentence must include adjectives and adverbs. It will also add to the quality of the sentence. And it must have an extension sentence. Now let's move on to the next part. This is the sequence how you have to follow your picture description. Proper beginning. Proper beginning means you have to give a proper start to your composition. For example, this is a picture of, or you can say, this picture is from, or you can say, this picture is about. There are different ways in which you can start your picture description. After that, you have to discuss the place, as we have discussed before. Then you need to discuss about the climate of the picture. Then the people, then their dressing, what the people are doing, that is the happening, and what is happening in the surroundings. For example, what is the surrounding of the area where the people are working? For example, I'll give you the example from the middle part of the picture. The surrounding is very dirty. The people are sitting on the bench over here, but the surrounding is very dirty because there's a lot of garbage over here. And then students, you have to give a proper ending to your picture description. How can you give a proper ending? It is how you wind up your picture description. It is very important. For example, you can say, this picture gives us a very important message, and then you can convey your message. whether we should cut the trees or not, whether we should spill garbage or not, and how to grow crops and what is important for them. There are three different things happening in this picture. You can end your picture description in any way you like. We have also given you a word bank that is going to help you in doing your picture description. Some difficult words that have been introduced in this picture description are forest, jungle, park, axe, chainsaw, workers, uniform, destroy, cottage, bench, garbage, enjoying, construction, chimney, spray, medicine, splash, fields. These words have been given to you to make the work easier for you. I hope that you use them in your sentences. Now, students, we have discussed our picture. Before starting your picture description, you need to keep these things in your mind. You need to use as much adjectives as possible. If you are writing about the cottage, don't just write about, for example, there is a cottage. No. There is a huge cottage in the middle of the forest. You can say, there is a brown cottage in the middle of the forest. Or you can say, there is a cottage made of wood in the middle of the forest. So, this is what I mean by using as much adjectives as possible. The next point is, your sentence construction should be proper. Your sentences should be made properly. They must include proper parts of speech. The punctuation should be correct. The next is quality of sentences must be good. The quality of sentences, as I have told you before, is very important. One more thing I would like to add up in it is that repeat, or you can say repetition of the same type of sentence is wrong. Always start the sentences differently. For example, there is a dog, there is a cottage, there is a forest, there is a man, there is a farmer. No, this is the wrong way. As you can see, all the sentences started in the same way. No, this is the wrong way. When you are describing your picture, try to make the sentences differently. For example, first sentence can start with there. There are many workers working in the forest. Then the next sentence is, the workers are holding chainsaw in their hands and they are cutting down the trees. You see, there are two different sentences started in the different ways. This is how you need to follow your work and attempt the picture description. The next part is proper beginning and ending should be there. We have discussed this. Proper beginning and ending is very important to give proper quality to your work. Handwriting must be neat and clean. Students, never ever forget about your handwriting while you are doing your work. Always focus on your handwriting while you are doing any written work. Punctuation. Punctuation must be followed. Which are the punctuation marks that we have studied yet? Full stop, comma, question mark, exclamation mark, and capital and small letters. All these punctuation marks are important to be followed. Spellings must be frequently checked. While you are attempting your picture description, it is important that when you have finished one sentence, check it. Check for any errors. If you have checked it, corrected it, then move on to the next sentence. And students, I am saying this again and again, sequence is very important. It is very important that your first sentence is linked to your second sentence. If you are writing about the one portion of the picture, completely discuss that portion, then move on to the next portion. So students, this is the end of our picture description. I hope that you have understood it and you are going to follow the rules and you are going to follow the notes that have been given to you. I wish you best of luck for your picture description and inshallah we will meet again. Allah Hafiz.